Okay, so everybody says in capitals DYOR, and this obviously, well, to us it's obvious, but to others it might not be. This means do your own research, and this is probably, I would say, one of the most important things, and there are red flags to look out for, and I think it'd be good to just have a conversation about some experiences that we've had, because I know that I have been scammed one or two times in my very early days. Bearing in mind my early days were literally 2 months ago, so it's still pretty fresh, but that's 2 years in NFT land.
It really
so.
is. It goes so quickly.
Yeah, what would you say are the main things that people need to look out for when getting involved in a project?
Of course. So I try and look at it from quite an investor's perspective. So when I interview startups, I'm like, okay, how can I replicate this when looking at projects? So the biggest thing for me is the team. Like, especially like with startups, we bet on a team essentially.
Yeah.
And I look for a docs team, which means that their identities are revealed, and then an undocs team means they're hiding their identities. And when people reveal their identities, they've essentially put themselves out there.
Of course.
Like for me, I am docs. So if this all goes downhill, then my face is on everything.
It is.
And that, I guess, gives the community like a sense of trust, that they can trust that individual, that they will make the right decisions for the project. Because again, I mean, you can elaborate on this. You just mentioned that you invested in an project, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think it's brilliant, first off, that you are a docs founder. And I think that gives so much confidence because your face is there. You turn up on Twitter Spaces, people know about you, and people have been able to trust you. And you're essentially putting yourself out there to gain people's trust, which I think is brilliant. So yeah, I've had my experience. I've never been rugged. Rugged means kind of scammed, doesn't it? Yeah. So I've never been scammed by a docs team. The only time I've ever been scammed is off an undocs team. Now, I do know that there are undocs teams out there that aren't scammers. They're not. They're just not docs. But it is one of those red flags that you do have to really be aware of. So in my case, I was seeing celebrities promote this product, and I was like, oh, well, if celebrities are promoting it, they've obviously done their due diligence behind it and whatnot. And I was thinking, yeah, this is great. I'm on the white list. Yeah, it's an expensive mint, which again, another red flag. And I thought, yes, I'm going to go straight into it. What did I do? I lost every single penny of ETH that I put into that. And honestly, it was hard, but at the same time, I felt a bit stupid, which I think you do. Yeah. Because you look back and you saw all the red flags. You knew that these things weren't adding up, but I still continued to do it anyway.
Everyone starts somewhere, you know.
100%.
We learn from our mistakes, I guess.
And I did.
Yeah.
I massively learned. I learned that I would always go to the secondary market. I would check the volume. I would see how the minting's going. And just because you have a pre-sale on a project doesn't mean you have to mint it. So just to be very, very, very careful. But yeah, number one is definitely going to be a docs team.
And also looking at, okay, what is the team's experience and why are they the ones to bring this project forward, I think is another good way to think about it.
Yeah.
And then I guess moving on to utility of the project. So utility essentially means like, what is the purpose of the project?
Yeah, what can it do?
Yeah, for Angel Alliance, it's, you know, funding these startups and providing these events and incubators and just that support system, I guess. So when I look at projects especially, I like to look for utility because I'm like, okay, from an investor's perspective, what do I get out of it? And that, I guess that value add is different for everyone because we're all such different people. And so that's another big part of it, because I think there's so many projects coming out nowadays that if you don't have that utility aspect, you almost get left behind.